wanted to talk a little bit about the Sabbath. The Sabbath is something that has been either lost or shifted to suit our own purposes. But I want to prove to you that God has a purpose with everything that He does, and the Sabbath is no exception. So as you know, the Sabbath was God's day of rest in the creation week. He did not actually need a rest, as you know, He's God. And plus this exerting energy to create creation, He spoke it into existence. And yes, it did take a lot of energy because we are His energy. Everything is encompassed in Him. But that's beside the point. What I'm talking to you today about is the principle of Sabbath. Sabbath means rest. It means laying aside your work. It means taking a break. But there's a little bit more to it that I think you'll find very fascinating. So, as you study the Bible, it's very easy to see Sabbath every seventh day, the Shemitah year, the sabbatical year, every seventh year, and the year of Jubilee every seventh, so the 50th year, things like that, and even into the 7,000th year, the millennial rest, if you will, of creation, because creation as we know it, at least if you are a creationist, is about 6,000 years old. So from 6,000 to the 7,000th year is the millennial rest, when Jesus comes and reigns here on earth. So all of creation is a week, if you'll go with to God a day is 1,000 years and 1,000 years is but a day. But what's cool is this breaks down further back. I've just showed you from seventh day, forward, but let's take it back this way. Or this way, however you want to look at it. Let's go back to what happens every 7 seconds. Is there a break that we can see? Is there some kind of Sabbath principle? And yeah, there is. Our brain, and this I found out from my favorite neuroscientist, Carolyn Leaf. Look her up, she's amazing, has so much good stuff about your brain. But our brains are actually programmed to take breaks every 7 seconds to look back on what we just thought for the last 7 seconds. What's exciting to me about this is it perfectly aligns with God saying, take every thought captive and make it obedient to Christ. Or to say, pray continually, without ceasing. Well, if you didn't realize that your brain can do that, you'd say, well, those are impossibilities. I just can't take every thought captive, or I can't pray continually. But God actually gives you every 7 seconds to align with His will and go, okay, I just had a thought. Was that a good thought, a bad thought? Was that a lie or the truth? And ta-da, you've got it. So, just like God has said, I am Lord over all of creation by setting up the Sabbath, the cool thing, or another cool thing, many cool things with creation. The day and night was created first, right? Then the sky and the sea, then the land. And on the next set of days, you have the sun, moon, and stars, you have the water animals and the sky animals, and then you have the land animals. And they all coincide with their habitat, right? And then of course man, female, male and female. But then God rested, and so He kind of said, I'm Lord over all of this. And Sabbath is when we take a break to remember. Okay, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy, right? So we remember and we keep it holy. Every 7 seconds in your brain, you can remember and keep it holy by the, what did I just think? Does it line up? Okay. So then I thought, okay, does this also go with every 7 minutes? Turns out there is stuff about 7 minutes too. It's best to change positions every 7 minutes. If you're sitting, stand up. It's better for you. Sit down after those. Our body needs rests. Our body needs to change. Otherwise, you'll get in a rut. And that's what Sabbath is all about. It's getting out of your rut, getting out of your normal work pattern, getting out of your normal thing. Every 7 minutes in conversations, there's usually a lull. I found that interesting. If you go through gestation periods, they're all multiples of 7. Humans, for example, we have a 280-day gestation period. Well, that's 40 times 7, right? And of course, if you're like me and know the number meanings in the Bible, 40 is the number of maturation, preparation, You'll see it like the 40 years they wandered in the desert. All of these preparation numbers or maturation numbers. So the human gestation period, really literally in the meanings of the words, as 7 means complete, perfection, you know, and 40 is a maturation. It's the perfect maturation for a baby. I thought that was really cool. Sabbath is present all the way from the minutest details up into the millennial reign of Christ. I hope you think that's pretty cool too. And Shabbat Shalom, happy Sabbath.